Hello, welcome to EHF Indonesia 2020 Goes Online. This is an institution webinar series. My name is Ogi. I am going to be moderating this webinar. This webinar is going to be presented by Joanne from University of Nottingham. Please stay tuned until the end of the webinar because we will hold a Q&A session. If you have any questions about the presentations or anything related to the country's higher educations, you can submit your questions in YouTube's comment section anytime throughout the presentations. And now, please welcome Joanne from University of Nottingham.
Hi everyone. Good evening. My name is Joanne. So I'm just going to share with you a bit about the University of Nottingham, and later on we can move on to the Q&A. So just let me share. Can I share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. Okay, so we'll start off now. Maybe I'll just show you a video first to introduce the University of Nottingham.
Welcome back to the explorers, to the ones who don't take orders, the ones who walk the corridors that Einstein did before us, to the thinkers and the writers and the doers and the fighters. This chapter of your story feels far from ordinary, so take the script and shape it, the ending's what you make it. And we'll do what we've done since 1881, from a chemist with a dream through an MRI machine, to cutting-edge robotics, poets, and aeronautics. It's time we pull together. Our world needs us more than ever. This is no ivory tower. We'll keep speaking truth to power. Whatever comes toward us, we're the university without borders. Side by side with our community, our city will rise in unity. We'll be helping with the fight. We'll be working through the night. And we will social distance, because the path of least resistance is not the route we chose. That's not the way this goes. We will not let this outrun us. There is so much strength in numbers. We will get up once again, because we are UON. And when it is back down, and you're dressed in cap and gown, being cheered on by that crowd, just know that we were proud from the moment that you arrived, and every minute that you thrived. Because when others delayed it, you played it and made it. And the future's yours, so take it. Extraordinary is what you make it.
Okay, so welcome to our session, and thank you very much for taking time to actually join this webinar. So University of Nottingham is actually located, of course, in the UK. So now I'll just share a bit like why do you want to choose to study in the UK, or why study in the UK? Right. So British universities actually combine centuries of academic tradition and excellence with world-leading research and innovation. So British universities generally, we focus a lot on research as well as teaching as well. So the UK government's quality checks on university ensure very high standards of teaching as well as research. So universities not only do research, but we also make sure that we actually maintain high quality in our teaching standards. And of course, British degrees is recognized by universities and employers worldwide. So studying overseas, studying in the UK, you will actually be encouraged to think independently and to develop your critical thinking skills, creative skills, and problem-solving skills. Now, studying outside your home country will also help you to develop your personal confidence as well as global outlook. So this will actually add, it's a great addition to your portfolio, or rather your resume. And UK is actually very multicultural. So the multicultural society actually helps you to feel at home, relax, and you have a lot of opportunities to explore other cultures and create networks internationally. So why choose University of Nottingham? So this is some of our achievements so far. So we are currently ranked top 100 in the world, and we are part of the prestigious Russel Group universities. And we have been given gold standard teaching by the UK government in the latest teaching excellence framework. We are also ranked number 8 in the UK for research and top 25 universities in the UK. So at the moment, we have about close to 48,000 students across our campuses in UK and Asia. And on UK alone, we have close to about 35,000 students. And so far, we have had more than 280,000 graduates and alumni. So we work with a lot of universities worldwide. We have about 75 teaching partnerships with universities globally. Including Indonesia. We work with BINUS University in Indonesia, and we also have many study abroad and exchange agreements with more than 300 universities in about 40 plus countries. So I wouldn't go too much into our history, just briefly to let you know that we started as a university college since 1881. And then after that, we moved on to become University of Nottingham since 1948. And then we had our overseas campuses starting from year 2000 in Malaysia and then 2006 in China. So we offer a wide range of programs from arts to engineering, medicine and health sciences, science and social sciences. So if you're interested in programs like languages, culture, English, humanity, classics, music, theology, then we have this range of programs available under the Faculty of Arts. And under the Faculty of Engineering, we actually offer the full range of engineering programs from aerospace to architecture, chemical, civil, electrical, and mechanical. And for those of you who are interested in programs like nursing, midwifery, physiotherapy, we also offer this under the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, as well as some of the life sciences programs such as biochemistry, biology, genetics, and so on. So under the Faculty of Science, we have programs such as computer science, psychology, physics, pharmacy, mathematical science, chemistry, and etc. So for programs such as business, economics, international relations, social policy, geography, they are all under the Faculty of Social Sciences. Okay. Now, for any of you who are actually studying in high school in Indonesia, SMA class 12, if you've completed your high school, you will be able to join the university, but you have to go through a foundation route. So we also offer 1-year foundation program for international students, and you will need to apply through our pathway provider, which is Kaplan International. So for students who have So yeah, these are some of the foundation programs that we offer. And for students who have completed A-levels, IB diploma, you'll be able to join the undergraduate or SR2 program directly. And these are some of the typical entry requirements. So moving on, we also definitely offer postgraduate programs, master's programs, PhD programs available. So what we need from you would be to complete your SR2 program in Indonesia to join a master's program at University of Nottingham. Or if you would like to join PhD program, then you will have to complete your master's program locally first, right? So do check with us on the requirements, as all programs will have different entry requirements. Now for PhD or postgraduate research program, in most cases, you will need to have a research proposal ready to tell us what you want to research on, how do you plan to do your research, and what are the outcomes of the research that you are looking for. And then you need to identify a supervisor before actually applying, and you have to contact them before applying to discuss your research area. Now, for English, we accept various English qualifications, including IELTS, TOEFL, IBT, Pearson. And for students who have studied O-levels, IGCSE, as well as IB, International Baccalaureate, we also accept these qualifications. General requirements will range from about 6.0 to 7.5 or equivalent, depending on the level of study that you're applying for, the program you are applying for. So launching your career is important because you are completing your studies and you are going out into the work industry. Now we have a full-fledged career office that will be able to support students, and University of Nottingham graduates are actually ranked top 10 in the UK for employability, and worldwide we are ranked top 70. So our careers and employability services provides dedicated support for students as well as alumni. We have services such as careers counseling. We organize career fairs, skill workshops, events, and other resources. So internship and placement are also available. If let's say you need help to search for an internship or search for a placement, you can approach our careers office and they will be able to help you anytime, okay? So we also have Nottingham Advantage Award, which is a career development program that offers a range of about 130 modules that will be able to enhance your employability. So after you graduate, this is something that only University of Nottingham offers in the whole of UK. As a Nottingham graduate, once you have completed your studies as an alumni, you can continue to use our careers and employability services to plan your next career move. So for example, if you've been working for about like 5-10 years and you feel that, oh, I need a change in career, I don't know who to approach, I don't know where to go to, no worries, you can still approach our careers officers, because as a Nottingham alumni, we will continue to serve you, provide you the services. So this is a lifetime service that you will enjoy throughout your working life, okay? So we have 3 campuses in the UK. University Park campus is our main campus. It's about 300 acres of parkland, and we have been winner of the Green Flag Award every year since 2013. So this is the bird eye view of the whole University Park campus. If you take a walk around the campus, you will probably take like about, say, 1.5 to 2 hours, depending on how fast you walk. And we also have on-campus accommodation available for undergraduate students. Postgraduate students, you'll be able to stay around the campus at our off-campus accommodation. So Jubilee campus is next to University Park campus. So they are home to business school, computer science, and pre-sessional English. The rest of the programs are based at University Park campuses, except for business, computer science, education, pre-sessional English, and other biosciences program. So it's a bit smaller than University Park. If you walk the whole campus, it's probably going to take you about 30 to 40 minutes. And of course, Sutton Bonington campus, which is about 30 minutes away from the city center. So it's home to all the biosciences, veterinary, medicine, and science programs. Okay. So it's located at the countryside because most of the biosciences program or the other science program, they need the land area for students to be able to conduct their experiment. Now, facilities on all campuses. So all our campuses has facilities such as library, cafe, shops. All these are easily accessible on campus. We also have, as I mentioned earlier, residence and accommodation sites. Between these campuses, there will be free hopper buses to move you around. So all you need to do is just go on the bus, tap your student ID. They are all free of charge. You don't have to pay for any hopper buses fees. So there will be public transport linked to Nottingham City Centre as well and nearby area. So the public buses actually comes into campus. So this is just to let you know that we have a campus in China and Malaysia. And do visit our website. You will be able to have a 360-degree virtual tour of the full campus. Moving on to accommodation. So we do guarantee accommodation for international students as long as you apply before the accommodation guarantee deadline. So you can stay up to the full duration of your studies for both undergraduate and postgraduate students. So some of the options are catered halls for on-campus accommodation, which is only for undergraduate students, and all the off-campus accommodation for postgraduate or some undergraduate students will be self-catered, meaning you have the flexibility to prepare your own meals. So there are some students who also go for private accommodation. You are also welcome to do so if you have known of any senior that will be leaving the university and they have a room to rent. So you can go for private accommodation as well. So it's really up to you what you want and what is the comfort zone that you are in. So facilities that we provide in the accommodation, it vary, but typically it will of course include your own bedroom and study area, and also general furniture such as bed, desk, chair, wardrobe, bookshelf, and for internet access, Wi-Fi is available and accessible throughout the whole campus. So if you have taken a single room without a ensuite bathroom, then you can choose whether you want to go for the to share the communal bathroom. And most of the rooms are actually single room, and off-campus accommodation will have cooking facilities. So student life. When you're studying in university, actually your student life or the clubs and societies network are actually very important. So we do encourage you to join as many clubs and societies as you can. So our student union hosts over 300 clubs and societies, and the unique thing about this that all of these are student run, and there are actually more than 70 sports clubs. So it covers a very wide range, from music to dance to chess, fashion, travel. For Harry Potter fans, there is also a Kiddish club, and even a cake society for those who are interested or who loves to eat cake. So there are also many international cultural and faith societies. So the student union offers volunteering opportunities and a student advice service as well. So for students coming from various different faith background, our chaplaincy also offers various different faith support. So moving on will be sports facilities. So University of Nottingham is actually top 5 in the Bucks League, British University and College Sports League almost every year. But at the moment, of course, due to the current pandemic, sports activities are suspended. So we have our David Ross Sports Village that comes complete with these facilities, not limited to, but including these and many other facilities available. So for those of you who don't know, Nottingham is actually located in the middle of England, in the Midlands towards the east. That's why we are under the East Midlands region, right in the heart, right in the center. So from this map, you can see that we are about 2 hours away from London, which is down south. And also Manchester is up not far from us, about 2 hours away. So the closest city to us is actually Birmingham. It's only about 90 minutes away by car or by bus. So a lot of students will choose to, when they come to Nottingham, they will choose to fly in through London, mainly because there are many flight options available. You can also choose to fly in through other cities depending on the flight availability and the flight times available. Okay, so city life. So Nottingham City is a very vibrant city. It's a very student-oriented city. It's known to be the city that has the most student, the largest student population, because there are 2 big universities, University of Nottingham and Nottingham Trent University. So it's not as fast-paced as London. As a student, what you need as a student is easily available, from food, shopping to culture, history, entertainment. Everything is available. You don't have to really go to like other cities to get it. And people there are very courteous. We say sorry and thank you a lot. So you'll find that you are in a very sort of like very courteous, and everyone are very well-mannered in Nottingham. Yeah. And I think I will show you a video about our campus, and you can have a look how University Park campus looks like.
When I walk around campus, I feel eternally grateful that I have the opportunity to study at such a high caliber university.
I really liked how open the space was compared to London.
The feeling of being in that history and that culture was very warm and inviting. I felt at home straight away.
That clock tower was absolutely stunning the first time I laid eyes on it because it's so different from how you see it in photographs. There's walking paths everywhere.
You notice how friendly people are. Even if they don't know you, they say, oh, hello, good morning. And you get used to like adopting that subculture as well.
Millennium Gardens is a beautiful place. You can just hear like rabbits or wildlife in the background and people are walking across.
You're surrounded by people, but you feel like you're in your own space at the same time. And you just feel at peace.
When I think of the concept of a good time, I think about Mooch. It has the capacity to bring you closer to your friends and give you memories that you don't forget.
When I came to an open day, I realized that these were my people. These were the people that I wanted to be around. They were academic, but they were sporty, they were bubbly, and they were having fun. Yet at the same time, they were focused on the academics. And that's why I felt at the University of Nottingham. I felt at home.
It's got everything that I could have possibly needed, and it's given me some of the best memories that I will cherish for the rest of my life.
So, yep, I have come to an end of my presentation. Thank you very much for staying with us. I think we can open the time now for Q&A.
Okay, thank you, Joanne, for the presentations. Now we will begin the Q&A sessions. The first question is, how many students will be accepted maybe for the master degree in 2020, if you have data, especially in business school?
For 2020,
21,
2020?
sorry.
2021. Okay, we don't actually have the data yet on the quota of students, but most of our programs in the business school has, as in like more than, I would say 80% of the programs are starting in January this year, next year. And the trend for 2021 academic year is all going to be starting on September at the moment. Yeah. So usually, for every program, we probably have like about, say, 50 to 80 students in each program, each of the master's PGT business program. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for the answer. We move to the next question is, are there any fully funded scholarships for postgraduate programs? And the second is it possible that the postgraduate midwifery program can be opened again? Because this year the program was closed due to the pandemic.
From the university, we don't have any fully funded opportunities, unfortunately. And for the midwifery program, I guess it really depends on how many students or whether the school is able to cope. As of now, we have not had any news that they will be opening, but do stay tuned and check with us again. Hopefully, we will be able to open the program in 2021 when the school decides to do so. Yeah.
Okay, the next question is, except the September intake, is there any intake in another month in the next 2021 postgraduate program in the University of Nottingham?
No, at the moment, all this while, we actually only have one intake, which is September every year. So only this year is a bit different because of the current situation that we are in. So we only move the business programs to January, while moving to next year, 2021, all of the programs will start in September again.
Okay, thank you. We move to the next questions. Since the A-level result will be available next year, what documents should I prepare for this year bachelor submissions?
Okay, so for undergraduate students, usually when you apply, especially for like A-level or IB students, what you need to submit will be your AS level results if you have them, or if not, your mock exam results from the school or the trial results that the school has given to you. So you apply with these results, and if let's say we are able to accept you, or if we are able to, we have assess your application and are able to accept you, then we will issue you a conditional offer pending your final A-level results, which will have to meet the final grades.
Okay, thank you. We move to the next question. There is in the three parts of question. So the first is, can you do the part-time during the study in the University of Nottingham? And the second is, what type of part-time that you can do in Nottingham? And the third is, can you fulfill your living allowance, living cost with the part-time allowance in the Nottingham?
Okay, so firstly, you will not, since it's called part-time, okay, so yes, students can work part-time. You can work up till 20 hours per week during your term time, as per the regulation stated on your visa. In terms of whether or not they are able to support you for the whole month, no, it can't, because it's a part-time job. Okay, so you are there to study. So before you go to study, you need to actually show proof that you have enough funds that you are able to support your whole year of study or 3 years of study there. So you need to show proof of living expenses and the tuition fee fund in your account. And in terms of what type of jobs, usually most of the students, they either work on campus as a student helper, or some of them will also work at fast food chains like Subway or McDonald's, or some even at other retail shops.
Okay, thank you. So we move to the next question is, how about this current situation, the teaching method in current situations and pandemic situations? Is it full online or hybrid or maybe a face-to-face?
Okay, for this year, the teaching method will be actually blended, which is a combination of face-to-face as well as online. So whenever possible for small group teaching, such as tutorial, workshop, seminars, we will do it face-to-face. For large lectures, definitely it will have to be done online. So at the moment, during this current new lockdown situation, all the classes has been moved online. So we are looking forward to have blended learning again when the lockdown eases.
Okay, thank you. So we move to the new question here. So how about the culture shock there? That maybe the university students from Indonesia that will face in Nottingham.
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
The culture shock, or maybe the biggest challenge there for Indonesian student studying in University of Nottingham.
Okay, I think probably the biggest challenge is like food, because Indonesian food has so much of flavor, so much of different cooking style. And when you go over to the UK, the main staple, or rather the food that we eat a lot, is like fish and chips or burgers or sandwich. So that's probably like the biggest or the most challenging thing, you know. And also because we live in a tropical country similar to Malaysia, Singapore, where we only have one type of weather 365 days throughout the year. Whereas in the UK, about 70% of the time is gloomy, and it's cold, and it's wet. So that might be one of the challenge as well. But what we actually always advise students to do is, when you reach, or even before you arrive at the university, do get in touch with the Indonesian Society of the university, because they will help you to get settled down. They will help you to, if you have anything that you are not sure of, they will help you to try to help you get yourself acquainted. Like, for example, if you're not sure where to get groceries and stuff like that, they might have their secret place or their favorite place that they will be able to share with you. So we do encourage our Indonesian students to get in touch with or join our Indonesian society.
Of course. Thank you for the answer. So the next question is, how about the student advisor for the student that maybe still confused to choose what is the best program for them? And how about the student advisor for a new student there if they already get accepted in the University of Nottingham?
Sorry, you mean if they have been accepted into a
So
program
the
and
first is before
Mm.
registrations, so they still confused about the program that they want to choose in University of Nottingham. So is there any student advisor there? And the second is after they are accepted in University of Nottingham, maybe there is a student advisor there that maybe overcome the challenge, the big challenge that they had in University of Nottingham.
Okay, so of course, before you apply to the university, if you have any, like if you're not sure what kind of programs that we offer, what kind of programs that is available, you can speak to me. I'm in charge of the what's that called? I'm in charge of Indonesian market. I deal with a lot of Indonesian students. So I will help students in terms of like identifying the right program for them. But then very important is you also need to know what do you want to study. At least, you know, you tell us that, oh, I want to study something in science or engineering, but I'm not sure which program. Then we'll be able to help you to sort of like pull down your list or narrow down your options. But if you you come and say that, oh, I don't know what I want to study, but you don't even know like whether you want science or arts, that's a bit difficult. Okay, so that's the pre-application part. So pre-application, you speak to me, you speak to us, we will be able to help you. We are from the international student recruitment team. Now, after you have applied or after you have arrived at the university during your program, if you have any issues with your studies, your coursework, that each student will be assigned a personal tutor that will be able to help them academically, or if they are feeling stressed, like they can't cope with the timetable, or if they can't cope with the whole studying and living in UK thing, they can also speak to the personal tutor. So every student will be assigned a personal tutor that will be able to help them.
Okay, thank you. For the next question is, this is about the postgraduate. The first is, do you need any letter of reference from the company to be one of the entry requirements? And the second is, do you need two or maybe just one letter of reference from the university to enter the University of Nottingham?
Okay, so for postgraduate application, master's and PhD, we need actually two reference. So actually they need to be academic reference, but we understand that sometimes students has already left university or study for a long time. So in that two reference, one of them can be a professional reference from the current company that you're working with, but the other one still has to be an academic reference. So you will still have to approach your ex-lecturers or ex-academics to write you a reference letter. So that's for postgraduate application.
Okay, so to conclude that you have to have one academic letter of reference and then one professional letter of reference, right?
Yeah, we can accept one academic and one professional.
Okay, thank you. For the next question is maybe specifically for PhD. Do you need to submit the research proposal before registrate yourself in the University of Nottingham?
Yes, so for PhD, generally how it works is that students will need to have their research proposal ready, and before you can submit an application, you actually need to look through our website and read through the supervisor's research background, see which of them is actually closest and has the nearest research area to you. You drop them an email. So you have to contact them first and check if they are willing to supervise you. If you have agreement from the supervisor, then you can submit your application.
Okay, thank you. Back to the bachelor requirement. So is the students from the international curriculum A-level or IB can register this themselves with the prediction score before the actual score maybe the result?
Okay, so for students coming from Indonesian high school, like class SMA 12 or we call it Ujahe Nasional, right? So for students coming from the national curriculum, you actually have to do the foundation program first. So for foundation program, the earliest intake is actually in September. They start in September and January. So you don't have to use your mock exam results to apply, because by May or June, you would already have your final results. So once you join the foundation program in September, you will study all the way until June the following year, and then you will have a summer break, and then September, you will join the university.
Okay, thank you. This is about the accommodations. The new question is how to choose a good accommodations for students that are going to living there, and how much the accommodation costs may be nearby the University of Nottingham itself.
Okay, so for
UK.
Okay, for accommodation, we, as I mentioned earlier in my presentation, we do offer accommodation, and we actually can guarantee accommodation for international students as long as you apply before the guarantee deadline. So how the guarantee works is that we will definitely provide you a room, but of course, the room choices or your room preference will be on a first come, first serve basis. Okay, so if let's say the room types that you have chosen is not available, we will offer you another alternative. Yeah, and for postgraduate students, you can choose off-campus accommodation, because unfortunately on-campus is only for undergraduate students. So off-campus are for postgraduate students, and generally the rental will be between 110 to 250 pounds per week. So depending on the room types that you choose, whether it's closer to the university or it's further from the university, so each provider will have a different choice. And for living expenses in Nottingham, it's 1015 pounds per month. This includes your accommodation, your food, your transportation, and some miscellaneous expenses. Okay.
Okay. So there is another question coming in. Is there any deposit requirement if you're being accepted in Nottingham University?
To accept any programs apart from business programs, we don't need a deposit for you to accept the offer, but we will need a deposit when we process for the CAS, the visa. Okay, so there is a CAS deposit for all programs, but there is a tuition fee deposit for only business school programs.
Maybe you can tell us how much the range.
Okay, sorry. So the CAS deposit will be £2,000, and then business school tuition fee deposit will be £2,000.
So maybe this is the last question, is
Sure.
how much the minimum score of the TOEFL or IELTS to get in to the University of Nottingham? Can you enter the University of Nottingham with lower score than the stated on the website?
No, unfortunately. So if let's say the program asks for a 6.5, you need to have a 6.5. If let's say you have an IELTS 6.0, you're missing by maybe 0.5 points, you can opt for our pre-sessional English. But to be eligible for the pre-sessional English, you still need to have an IELTS score and missing by a minimum of 0.5 to 1 point or 1.5. So because how our pre-sessional English works is that we have pre-sessional English classes ranging from 5 weeks, 10 weeks, 20 weeks, 30 weeks to 40 weeks. And this will depend on how far is your range of IELTS score to the required IELTS score that we have. So to answer your questions, if you don't have the IELTS requirement, no, we'll not be able to accept you. But the alternative that you can do is join our pre-sessional English program.
Okay, thank you very much for good information from Joanne. So that's the end of our Q&A sessions today. Just a reminder that you can connect with Joanne through the information given by her earlier. So I just want to announce again that for all of you who already watched the webinar today, there will be a virtual fair today and tomorrow. You can consult directly with the university representative and ask further about your study plans. Please access it via event.esef.id. So thank you, Joan from University of Nottingham, and see you in the
Thank
next
you.
session. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.